Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulaiman Rahim here, Master of the Covenant, breaker of the seven seals, owner of the Book of Life. Brothers and sisters, do you know what the Book of Life is? Really? Do you know? Does Farrakhan say he has the Book of Life? Does Silas say he has the Book of Life? Do these preachers tell you they have the Book of Life? Do they talk about it? Why don't they talk about it? You think when you get saved, so-called saved, right, that you automatically include in the Book of Life? Is that what you think? You think all you got to do is say, oh, I believe in Jesus and you're saved? Saved from what? I mean, brothers and sisters, you need deprogramming. You Negro butts. You've been programmed. It took 64 years to program you. And once you program, you just keep the program going. You're programmed against yourself. You're programmed against reality. Because nothing you believe have any connection to reality. Yes, reality is whooping your ass. Mathematics is whooping your ass. See, they enslave you with mathematics, science, the gun, chains. See, those are real things. See, they didn't enslave you with invisible demons, invisible devils. No, there was real demons and real devils, but they made you think they were invisible when they was the one that was putting the chains on you and make sure the chains stayed on you. You was programmed. You're a Negro butt. If you believe in all that stuff, you're a Negro butt. They've taken you out of reality. See, they've taken your mind out of reality, but your body is in reality. And your body is suffering because your mind is lost in a belief matrix. Your mind's lost in space somewhere, but your body is still here. And your body is suffering the consequence of your ignorance. You're suffering the consequence of your ignorance, of your fantasy mind that they gave you, that mind they programmed you with. So they turn you into a Negro butt. See? So your body can't escape. So you feel pain, you feel hunger. Those are real things. Those are not imaginary things. Those are real things. See? But your mind is way out there and out of limits somewhere. Right? Oh, well, there's a mystery God. There's this mystery heaven someplace, these mystery angels, mystery demons. Okay, so if they're all out there, then why are you getting so much hell here? How come the people that's giving you hell are real people? How come the people that's giving you hell real people? See, the people that's giving you hell is real people. They're the devils. They're the demons. But they tell you, no, we're not devils. We're not demons. You can't see devils. You can't see demons. What else would they tell you? They going to tell you they're the devil? They going to tell you they're demons? I mean, use your head. Damn. You got these, I said, use the analogy of a wolf in sheep clothing. What is he going to tell the sheep? Oh man, there's no such thing as a wolf. Yes, your imagination. Right? Well, you sure act different, right? Why are you eating up all the sheep? Oh man, what you dissing me for, brother? Don't you say I'm a sheep like you? Would you racist or something? Well, you won't be racist because you look like the rest, right? What, you divisive? You know, you're a self-hater? I look just like you. See? Yeah, but your nature is something you have. Oh, man. So we all got to be like, right? That's what the wolf would be saying. And that's what these devils are saying. Oh, man. See? We ain't no devils, man. And what they doing? They said you would know them by their works. See, you talking about you asking me, you don't believe in the Bible. You have no belief in the Bible whatsoever. None of you. Because you don't read it, first of all. And even if those that claim to read don't understand it, you don't believe in the Bible. Because first you say it's all as in history past in the past. So if it happened in the past, then what the hell is it? Why is it relevant anyway? If it's history, then why in the hell you need it? Why do you believe in it? I mean, what's it going to do for you today if it's history? See, There's all kinds of stuff in here. It's like when Israel's supposed to return, they're supposed to never be uprooted. They're supposed to be everlasting covenant. But yet and still, you claim that false Israel is the true seed of Abraham. Well, if that happened in the past, then how come they all messed up? How come they was all tore down? They were not supposed to happen. See? But you believe that because they told you. You believe whatever anybody tell you, and then you claim, oh, I believe in the Bible. No, you don't. I believe in Jesus. No, you don't. No, you don't. First of all, how can you believe in something you don't even know where it is? You don't even know where it is, or how it is, or even exist. You can't even prove he exists. See? So how can you believe in it? See? But you are worried all discombobulated about the war. So if all this mystery stuff that you're worried about, why are you worried about the war? Because if you get killed, you're gonna be with Jesus, ain't you? So you should welcome it. You're gonna be with Jesus. Be like the Sunnis, right? When they die, they're going to heaven. So at least that's one thing. You understand that they stand by. Right? I give them that one. See, they believe in it, they act on that belief. But you know, oh man, why are you worrying about the war? If the war comes, it's going to put you right next to Jesus. So why are you worried about it? See? See, because it's all bullshit. You're a Negro butt. You've been programmed against yourself. You've been programmed to think that not to see devils, even though how have we been treated since we've been here? It says the devils will go out to kill, steal, and destroy. So if they're in another dimension, why they want to come here and kill and steal from you? I mean, if they're in another plane, another reality, why do they want to come here and steal and kill you? Why do they want to come here and do that? That's what said they would do. You see? So why would they come here and want to do that to you? You see? Ask yourself that question. But who is doing that to you? Is a spirit that's doing it to you? Was it spirits that brought us over here and dragged us over here and raped us and beat us and hung us? Was it spirits that did that? Was it something you couldn't see? Was it? Was it that treat you worse than devils could ever treat you? Who was doing that? Who was going out stealing and killing and destroying? It said that some devils would do. So what did the Europeans do when they came out of Europe? Then they kill. Then they steal people's land, kill the inhabitants, and destroy us. You better get your head out of your ass, brothers and sisters, because you might have your head up in outer space someplace, but your ass gonna feel the pain. See, your ass gonna feel the pain. See, so you better start getting into reality, because they beating your ass with reality, mathematics. You're being beat by mathematics. You're not being beat by some spirits and spooks. They're using mathematics on you. That's the true religion. That's why once they picked that up and dropped the church and picked up mathematics, now they're ruling the world with it. It's weak mathematics, but it's still more than what you got. That's the truth. See? But it tells you, this book of life, if your name is not in that book of life, you're going through a tribulation. You're gonna catch hell. You're gonna be right in the middle of this war, and you worried about it now. What you gonna do when it happens? What's gonna happen when you're in the middle of it? So you're gonna pray your way out of it? Oh Lord, see, you're gonna pray them bullets away from you. Oh man, I'm gonna pray real hard. This bullet's gonna pass. This is gonna bypass me. Is that what you think? See, fire has a way, right, of bringing you back into reality. Hunger has a way to bring you back to reality. Because when you get hungry, you ain't gonna get on. You're not gonna be out there praying, oh Lord, I need something to eat. No, you're gonna be out there getting you something to eat. See, because now you're gonna deal with reality now. See, you ain't gonna be doing that bullshit. You're gonna be dealing with reality because you're hungry. See, because pain, right? It says pain travels quicker than travels faster than sound. Pain travels faster than sound. You see, because if you can't get anybody to listen to you, you put some pain on their ass, they'll react to that. See, pain will get to their pain will get to their brain before your word does sometime. And that's why it says God has to bring fire on your ass. But fire moves everybody. Fire moves everybody. See. But if you want to escape all this coming, you have to be in the Lamb's Book of Life. Are you in that book of life? First of all, you have to know who the Lamb is. He's the one that broke the 7 seals. As Farrakhan claimed had broken the 7 seals, he has to come and enlighten us, enlighten me. See? And Silas claimed he broke the 7 seals, enlighten me. Elijah Muhammad, he made that claim. Master Muhammad never made any claim like that. You see? There's only one person to making that claim and can prove it. And that's the one that has the book of life. See? And if your name is not book of life, you're not going to escape. It says he only delivers those in the Lamb's book of life. In other words, the Lamb has to certify you, or the God is not going to take you. He's only going to take those who are certified by the Lamb, by Suleiman, the one who has the book of life. And if you want your name in the book of life, you got to get behind this message. And not just get behind it, you have to get behind it and step up. You see, if you want to escape all these things that's coming upon America, come upon the European countries, come upon the planet. If you want to escape them, right, then you have to be in the book of life, period. You better read your book again and stop listening to that preacher telling you, see, that what was he? He's a Negro butt. See, Farrakhan's not a Negro butt, he's just a plain demon. See, there's a difference. Negro butts is how people took 64 years from 1555 to 1619. Took 64 years to program them, to turn them into Negro butts. The first Negro butts came up the assembly line, see, with Master Brand, right, in 1619. What I mean by Master Brand. See, okay, they went in, right, Kunta Kinte. They come out Toby Jefferson, Toby Jackson, Toby Washington, Toby Richardson. See, and that wasn't their name, that was their brand. See, because if they went to another master and they was programmed, right, to work for a Master Jefferson, right, and then he sold them to Master Richardson. Then now their name became Toby Richardson. So it wasn't a name, it was a brand. It's like you brand your cattle to show ownership. But they walk around, these Negro butts walk around those names because they've been programmed. They still program. If you walk around those names, you're still programmed. You're still Negro butt. You've been programmed. You was programmed 400 years ago, and now you're still running that program. Elijah Muhammad deprogrammed you. He took that name off and put an X there. He deprogrammed you. And then Farrakhan came and reprogrammed you back again. He reprogrammed you back again. See? So it's up to Suleiman to deprogram you again. But he's going to be very discreet, not discreet, but he's going to be very deliberate about it, because he's not going to take everybody. It says, many shall be called, but a very few shall be chosen. See, but just because you call and you answer, only a few are going to be chosen. See, because we're not putting up with any bullshit. We're going to build a perfect kingdom. And if you got your foot, you got 2 feet and 1 foot on the first floor and 1 foot on the second floor, that's not going to work. You got to be all on the second floor, all in. See, if you're trying to straddle the fence, say, oh, well, I'm going to handle the American dream, but I'm going to go over and get some lip service, that's not going to work. We're going to detect that real fast. Because it said the 144,000 whose names were in the Lamb's Book of Life, they followed him wherever he went. See, they stayed up. They stayed right with him. See, wasn't no bullshit. It said there was no blemish. They had no blemish. There was no lie in their mouth. See, because they were pure gold. So you can talk about, oh, I got the Quran, I got the Messenger Black Man, I got Fall of America, all that stuff. Good. Hold on to it, and see if that's the book of life. See if the book that's gonna get you out of here. See if that's the book that's gonna get you out of here. Because it says when he comes, you don't even know who Michael is. You don't hear. I never heard Farrakhan talk about Michael. You don't even know who Michael is. I don't hear the preachers either. See, but he's the one that's going to deliver us. He's the one that's going to deliver us. See, the only one to talk about Michael is the Jehovah's Witness, and they got it all wrong. They think Michael and Jesus, same person, which is not. You don't understand anything. So don't come tell me you read the Bible, you with the Bible, because you're not. You have no idea what it means, and you don't follow it. And plus, those of you that do read it, you think it's all past history. So what good is it? How is it relevant? If you're not in the Lamb's Book of Life, you're going to be lost. You have to go to tribulation. See, and only a few that go to tribulation is going to be accepted. See, so you may go through it in vain, but if you go through it, believe me, you'll be chasing. Because if you go through it, that's going to be it's a time of unprecedented trouble. You don't want to go through tribulation, brothers and sisters. Because the tribulation is primarily here in America. And it's a time it's going to be all over the world, but primarily here. And you don't want to go through it. Hunger, war, dehydration, you name it. It says it lasts at least a year. So that's your alternative. It says pray, right, that you be accepted to escape those things. So how is that going to happen? You think with Farrakhan you're going to escape because he's got 2 feet in the grave, and we putting the finishing nails in his coffin. See, because we're going to finish him off in a few more days. He's toast. He's a demon. His father's the devil. See. So that's up to you, brothers and sisters. It's my job to warn you, because the war is here. No. Let me back up. The war is not here. The war is on the way. That thing with Russia and Ukraine is not the war that the Bible is talking about. It comes in the category of wars and rumors of wars. It tells you there be wars and rumors of wars. So that's a war. It's a rumor. And there's rumors of war. Say, oh man, see, we're telling you what time would be like. There's a war going on now, and there's rumors of more wars as a result of that. That is not it. It tells you that is not it. The war that kicks all this off is the war in heaven, in the Middle East. See, that's the war that ignites all of this. That nice war of Armageddon. See, because it starts there and it spreads into Europe, and that's Armageddon. See, it says men's hearts were failing for fear of those things coming upon the earth, because the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Now, for you Negro butts who think heaven is way beyond this somewhere, right? Then that doesn't make any sense to you. That whole verse means nothing to you, because first of all you have to unpack it. Okay, he says men's hearts will be failing for fear of those things coming upon the earth, right? So you think the earth is talking about the whole planet. See, that means people on this planet is going to be hearts failing, right? Because the powers of the heavens, right, will be shaken, and somehow it's going to affect the earth. So the powers of the heavens, so what does that mean? The stars are going to start falling on the earth? Because some people think that. Some people think the stars are going to fall upon the earth. And that means, because these are ignorant people, have no science, because there's no stars that small. All the stars out there, right, are billions of times larger than the earth. So a star cannot fall upon the earth. It can burn the earth long before it gets here. See, the sun we have is a small star, and it's about 1 billion times larger than the earth. See, so the sun can't even fall on the earth. But some people think that's not nonsense. And then you have to ask yourself another question. Well, if heaven is beyond human comprehension, and someplace way beyond the sun, moon, and stars, how in the hell would a human being know that the powers of heaven are shaken? How would he know? How would he know? It was beyond his sensibilities, beyond his perception, right? Beyond his behind his realm, beyond his consciousness. How is he going to know that the powers of heaven are shaken? To be so afraid, because heaven is the Middle East, and who has the power in the Middle East right now? America, false Israel, and Britain, and their power is about to be shaken. And when their powers are shaken, that means they're kicked out, right? And false Israel under siege, their power is broken in the Middle East, right? Now that triggers Armageddon. That's what the whole verse is talking about. And the thing is, they know because they're in trouble, because heavens, right? Because false Israel is in heaven, and that's the foundation of this so-called false reality. that keeps their mind stable. See, because they want to believe they're good people. They think they're doing God's will. It says a time will come when men are doing God will be persecuting you, thinking they're doing God's will. See, so these people think they're doing God's will because that's their false interpretation of the Bible. See, because the Bible is sealed. See, so that's their guidance, and the guidance tell them to do what they're doing to a great extent, but it didn't tell them to do it it didn't tell them to go overboard as they have done. If you do what God tells you to do, there's no judgment for you. But if you go beyond His limits, then you judge for how you went beyond His limits, and that's what Adam is being judged for. Because we was told to submit to Adam. These Europeans was told to submit to them, right? And they were supposed to, we was under their control, under their rule. But we weren't told to kiss their ass, and they weren't told to go and abuse us as they did. It's different. You can have a servant, and you can have a servant that you abuse. And they abuse it. And I said that's why they're being judged, because they went overboard with it. See? But how you expect the beast to act? The beast will act like a beast. It says, know them by their works. So these things are very simple, brothers and sisters. All you got to do is open your eyes and pull those fog glasses off, right? And start reading. And start thinking and start asking questions. Because the reality is mathematics is perfectly clear. Reality is perfectly clear. It's mathematics. See? But you have these fog glasses on so you can't see. You think everything is foggy, everything's confused. Why are you so confused, brothers and sisters? Ask yourself, why are you so confused? Why are you so confused? Because you believe in confusion. And God is not the author of confusion. You believe in confusion. You believe in things that's not real. You believe in things you can't prove. You believe in angels that fly around from one end of the universe to another just with wings. You believe in demons that you can't see. You believe in a God that you can't see. Yet Abraham saw him. Abraham saw him. Noah saw him. You see? They saw him. He walked with Abraham. Why was he walking? If he's a missing, why do you need to walk? If he's a spirit, why do you need to walk? Why do you need to sit down? See, if he's everywhere, why do you need to be coming? Oh, God is coming. Well, if he's everywhere, you don't need to be coming anywhere. None of this stuff makes any sense when you think about it. But your heart's been, your mind's been locked. Like I said, you've been programmed, Negro, but you've been programmed to be ignorant, to be stupid. You're programmed to be ignorant and be stupid, and your parents, replicate that in you. See, they keep it going. See, they produce new Negro butts. They make sure they get programmed because they're told to program your offspring, and they do. And none of it makes any sense. None of it has any sense of reality. You claim that reality you have, this Jesus reality you have, this Christian reality you have, you claim that's the real reality. If it is the real reality, how come you can't produce anything out of it? If it's a true reality, if that's the way things work, the way the Christianity works, if that's the way things work, it works on prayer, it works on belief. If that's the way the universe works, how come you can't pull some gas, some prayer gas? How come you can't run your car off of prayer? How come you can't run your computer off of prayer? How can you turn your lights off lights on for prayer? See, why can't you produce a prayer car? See, and when you get back to that point, I prayed and God gave me this. Well, wait a minute. If God is almighty and He controls the whole universe, then why are you so petty? If you got $1 billion father, right? Why are you gonna ask him for a nickel? Oh, can I get a nickel? You ask for $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. You're a billionaire. So if God is all this you say claim He is, then why, like I say, go big or go home. Ask for $1 billion. Let me ask for no job, right? Ask for control of the whole damn factory. If He answers prayer, that would be nothing for Him. So why don't you ask for it? Because you know you ain't going to get it. Because it's all bullshit. You see? And you're going to pay a price for your ignorance. It says, my people are lost for lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge means ignorance. That's what it is. My people are lost because of ignorance. That's just a better way of saying it. My people are lost because of ignorance. And you sit around with your ignorance, and you think around your NFL and NBA and all that kind of stuff, playing those games, playing your video games and everything else, your ass is going to pay the price because this war is coming. This war is coming. Like I said, this is just a warm-up. What you see right now, Russia, Ukraine. See, that's just the beginning. See, but the war, when that war breaks out in the Middle East, it's going to immediately spread to Europe, and that's the war of Armageddon. It's going to immediately spread. See, and America is going to be in it, in the middle of it. See, and going to be attacked on all sides, and it's going to be held here in America. See, it's going to be held here in America, especially for you. Oh, why especially for me? Because you don't understand Scripture. You don't understand what this is all about. This is all about you. It's all about the Abrahamic covenant. That's what all this is all about. You don't understand that, but you don't even know about, most of you don't even know about the Abrahamic covenant because they hide it from you. The last preacher that mentioned it to you was Martin Luther King, and they killed him the next day, blew his head off the next day because he told you about the promised land. That's the Abrahamic covenant. You don't hear Farrakhan talking about, even though that was the entire mission, that's the whole basis of Elijah Muhammad's mission. That was the whole reason why Master Muhammad came in, because Abrahamic covenant. See, and it says that the messenger of the covenant will come to Elijah's temple. That means Suleiman will be the messenger of the covenant. He's the finally one to fulfill the covenant. You better go and read about Master Muhammad again. Elijah Muhammad, the whole mission was about the Abrahamic covenant. That's what it was all about. The promise, because Master Muhammad came to remind us, because that was the promise. And to prepare us to go home to our land. And the thing is, the problem is, right, is that the Arabs, Ishmael, right, they think that inheritance is theirs. And they're paying Farrakhan to stop this whole mess because they don't want you thinking about going, because if you go back home, you're going to take in that land that actually really belongs to you. So they want to get that out of your mind. They want to come over here and teach you Sunnism, because in Sunnism, Ishmael is the one that owns that land. You own nothing. You own nothing. You're lucky they even allowed you to be a Muslim. That's what Sunnism is all about. See, because they used to be black. Now they don't turn themselves white. See, Prophet Muhammad was black. They don't turn themselves all white. See, they still our brothers. See, but they're envious of us. Remember the whole thing, Joseph, the story about Joseph and his brothers? Well, that's Ishmael. Ishmael was the brothers who threw us into slavery. They betrayed us and threw us into slavery because they were jealous, because they knew the inheritance was ours. The inheritance went with Isaac, Sarah's son, because Abraham was married to Sarah. And so she gave birth, but they first gave birth to Ishmael, whose mother was a servant of Abraham. But when God came to Abraham, he blessed Abraham's, because he told Sarah, you're going to have a child. That's going to be the one I'm going to bless. And that pissed off Ishmael, because he's the oldest son. He figured it should go to him. But God blessed Sarah's son. She was the one that was married to Abraham. That's us. And so they've been jealous of us ever since. They betrayed us into slavery. They threw us in the well, like I said, with Joseph. See? And what happened? See? Joseph was carried over Egypt, was brought over here. And for 64 years, took 64 years to program us, because they didn't know what to do. We was wise, and they was totally incompetent. They didn't know how to do anything. Like what they tell you, when they came over here, they had made a shithole of Europe. That's what they do. They turn gold into shit. Everywhere they went, the Europeans turned gold into shit. It wasn't all messed up like it is now. There wasn't disease and poverty anywhere. They turned everything place to turn to shit. That's what they do. See? So, the thing is, hold on, brothers and sisters. So, they came over here, and they didn't know, they started right off turning this place into shit, and the natives had to teach them how to do things they was doing, because they was going to be about to turn America into a shithole, like they turned Egypt. They turned Europe into shit. Now, if they're the wisest people, the best people, then how come they had to come out of Europe and they left Europe a shithole? They turn Europe into a shithole, because that's what they do. So why didn't they stay in Europe and make it the bright and shining star? Why did they make it a great civilization and all the city? How come they didn't do that in Europe? No, because they couldn't. They had to take it from everybody else. All you find in European empires, Rome, Greece, how did they survive? By taking from other people. They call it conquest. They would go war with everybody and take what they had. They couldn't produce anything. That's what they're a parasitical nation. The Romans were parasites. They would go and invade other people and take their land and demand tax and stuff. That's what they didn't produce anything on their own. They were parasites. So was the Greeks. All the European countries, same thing. As far as history, they glorify. Oh man, it was the Roman Empire. What was Roman Empire? It was a parasitic. It was a parasitical empire. It was going and taking from land and everything from everybody else. That's how they was able to maintain it. They didn't produce anything themselves. Neither was so Alexander the Great. Why he was so great? He was out there. He was a robber. He was going out there stealing other people's land, invading other countries, and taking their wealth. That's what Europeans do. They turn gold into shit. And so now it was locked into Europe for 1,000 years, right? By the Arabs, by Sunnism. You better read chapter 20 of Revelation again, because that's what that's all about. And they was locked in a pit. So to tell you who was locked in the pit, that identifies who they are. That's why they don't want you to know about chapter 20. That's why they tell you, oh, they said it would deceive the whole world. So they try to tell you chapter 20 is the millennium, something happening in the future. Because they don't want you that. They said they would deceive the whole world. The main deceit is that chapter itself. Because if you knew that chapter was them, and it's documented fact that they was in Europe locked up for 1,000 years, and it was locked up by a resurrection, people that was resurrected, that was the Sunnis, the Arabs, then you know who they are. They're the devils. They're the demons. You understand? Because that's your European history. But they don't want you to know that. Oh, that's in the future. They're Satan. They're the devils. And they came out robbing, stealing, and destroying. What's so hard about that? And Gog and Magog. They try to tell you, well, Gog is Russia. That's so much bullshit right there, because Gog is a powerful country that's ruling the earth. Russia never ruled the earth. Russia never ruled European countries. Never was that big and powerful. There's only been 2 world empires. That's been Britain and America. Only 2 world empires. That's Gog and Magog. See, that's why so they're going to have a big shock. See, but they're making all this BS. They telling all these stories because they program you to believe in this stuff. See, Negro butts. Negro butts. That's what most of you are. Negro butts program, right, against yourself. And we're trying to deprogram you. But you can only get in the book of life if you deprogrammed. See, it says 144,000 would be deprogrammed. It's only 140,000, small number. We're talking about 17 million. Why I said I thought it was 34 million. No, 17 million are demons. It tells you that 17 million of blacks in America are demons. That's slave master children. That's the chaff that was sold amongst the wheat. That's who that is. Brother and sister, you got a lot to learn, and a short time to learn it. Because if your name is not in the book of life, you are going through hell. Because it says Michael only delivered those who's in the book of life. It tells you in chapter 20, the books were open. Only those, right, that's in the book of life, right, they was the ones that escaped all of that. See? So that's your choice. That's your choice. Because all these other clowns out there, all those clowns out there, I haven't heard any of them say they had the book. Because if they did, they would be lying. Because then they have to show that they broke the seals. And they haven't. See, only one has done that is myself. So, Brown says, that's your choice. But the war is coming, and it's coming soon. It's coming quick. Oh, it's coming quick. See, like I said, that thing with Russia, that's like a prelude. Like, you go to the movie and they show you all the premieres. And then, bam, the movie comes. That's what you're getting, brothers and sisters. There will not be a nuclear war, but you might wish it was a nuclear war because just evaporate you right away. See, but there's going to be something much worse than the nuclear war. See, people are going to be starving to death, eating their own young, especially here in America. And that's a particular punishment that's going to be inflicted upon America and false Israel. It tells you that. See, the hunger will be so bad. They're going to eat their own young. All the pets going to be gone long before that. Some people eat their children before they eat their pets. because that's how sick they are. That's where it's going to be in a few more days, brothers and sisters. And you're going to be here to experience it, or you're going to have a box office seat where you can watch it from your fortress. Because if you're in the book of life, right, that's your salvation. See, you be allowed to escape all these things like the Bible says. Because if you don't want any parts of this, brothers. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be any place on the earth when hell breaks loose. You don't want to be any place on the earth. Not in any country on earth when hell breaks loose. See? And it's about to break loose. And America is the primary target. The primary target. Because they're the one that oppressed us directly. Primary target. And the 9 plays they're talking about Exodus, right? All those plays reference to war. It's talking about America at war. You need to know that. You need to know the angel to understand that. The book of life, brothers and sisters. You either in it or you ain't. See? You have to come to the Lamb, and then he has to certify you. He's not just because you come over here, he's not going to take and put your name in. He have to check you. See if you're serious, if you're real, if you're 100% gold. See? He won't exact that criteria on the females. See, they have a lower threshold because they suffered more. And we were supposed to protect them. It was our responsibility to protect and secure them and provide security for them. But we didn't do that. So we can't judge them on the same standard we judge these males. And like I said, I'm their defender. I'm their champion. I'm their interceder. See? So that's this. When I'm talking about this book of life, it's primarily talking about these black Negro butts. You got to be deprogrammed. You understand? You've been programmed. See, you've been programmed to believe in stuff that don't exist, and you programmed not to ask any questions about it. See, on the pain of destruction, on the pain of death, like we all going to die anyway. That's it, brothers and sisters. You've been programmed. Negro butts. See, 17 million Negro butts. The demons do their program is in their nature. See, they didn't need to be programmed. See, you don't need to program. This is their nature. Like you don't need to train you don't need to train a lion to be a lion. That's programming. That's in their nature. They don't need any program. It's in their DNA. See, there's programming in their DNA because they came from their father. Their father's devils, and they're devils too. It's blackface because the sperm is you. You start as a sperm. You got that from your father. Nothing in the egg is going to change that. See. So their program is built into their DNA. But you, it took 64 years to program you, and so you can be deprogrammed. You can't deprogram the demons. That's why Jesus told Nicodemus, you get it? No, Nicodemus, there ain't nothing you can do. We're not going to accept you. Oh man, he said, I can do all these things, man. I'm a righteous person. Like I said, I don't care. You're not going to get into my kingdom. You had to be born again. So you had to come be born with a new program. See, because the program you built with in your DNA, you're a demon. You got to be born again. That's what it's trying to tell you. You guys, people, that means you got to believe in Jesus. No, Nicodemus, he's a demon. And Jesus didn't want him. I don't care what he was doing. You see? So we don't want the demons. There's 17 million of them. There's going to be a war between us and them. See, that's the separation between the chaff and the wheat. See? But I'm not talking about these Negro butts. These are black, the original people who've been programmed. We always programmed. We always programmed. Took 64 years to complete the programming. And then you was doing whatever Master told you to do. You was loving Master. So he inflict pain on you. Yeah, the green light goes on. You beat me some more, Master. I love you the more. The more you beat, the more I love you. Isn't that what it tells you? You're supposed to love those that spitefully use you. So if that's the case, the more they spitefully use you, the more you should love them. And so if you keep loving them for more they're doing, why wouldn't they do more? Why wouldn't they do more? See, that's bullshit right there. Stop the bullshit, brothers and sisters. Read the whole damn verse. It says, do that, and by doing that, you're heaping coals of fire on their head. You understand? Because there's law of consequence. You step out the way of a bull. You don't stand in the way of a bull. You step aside, and the bull runs right into a knife, into a sword. That's what it means. Step aside. Don't confront these directly because they're too powerful. See? So let them do all they, if they give you, once your coat, give them both of them. Whatever they ask for, give it to them. See, because you're stepping aside. Because they run headlong into this Armageddon, this destruction they're about to hit. Because now they feel the consequence of everything they've done for the last 500 years. So if you step aside, then you don't go down with them. Because if you get in their way, they're going to trample you down. That's what it's telling you. Read the whole damn thing. Stop listening to what the preachers say. You understand? He wasn't telling you to love them to love them. He was saying, get the hell out their way. Just excuse them. Whatever they do, excuse them. Give them whatever they want. Just get the hell out the way. It says, happy is the man that stands not in the council or stand in the way of sinners. Didn't it say? It says, happy is the that doesn't stand in the way of sinners. Just get out of their way. That's why we took personification. We made our image and deprivation problem our personification so you could see it. Now, we don't make things invisible. We take the invisible and make it visible so you can see them. And so then when you get out the way, like you see the bull coming, you get out the way. If you don't see it coming, then you'll get trampled down by it. We transform energy from one form to another. We transform the invisible because the energy in its natural state is invisible. Mathematics is invisible. But we take and turn, being it is, we turn invisible to visible. That's why the whole universe is visible. We turn the invisible to visible. You see? But they try to turn the visible into invisible. Oh, no, man, they know devils, man. You can't see them. You can't see the angels. We make everything. That's why we made our problem a personification so we could see it. It's just like, in the wintertime, if you made a personified winter, then you wouldn't have cold and stuff. You have cold people. You have people that throw hell on people. You have people that freeze people. See, you have people that are doing that instead of the natural weather doing it. That's what it means personification. So if you personify the winter, right, then you could avoid winter, but it's by avoiding these people. You see them coming, you just move. So you could avoid winter. You understand? If you personify winter, if you see the people that's the winter people, you just avoid them. So you wouldn't suffer winter. And that's what we did our energy deprivation problem. We personified it, and those are devils. And so once you recognize who the devils are, then you avoid them. You don't get around them. And then you find that you have a stress-free life. But if you want to be making friends and fist bumping them and my brother and living with them and marry them, then you're a fool. And you deserve what you get. See? Because that's what our Negro busts are doing. See? And that's why he's the Farrakhan telling you, the devils ain't devils no more. He's trying to put them into the invisible range again. So you can't see him. Because he's the devil himself. His father's a devil. That makes him a devil. A demon is just a black-faced devil, but it's a devil. Farrakhan's a devil. Period. His father's a devil. We have proof. We have a picture of his father. So if you want to follow a devil, fine. See? But don't get upset about the destination. Because the lesson tells you their destination is hell, every one of them. The Bible says all are wicked. It says none are righteous, not one. But Farrakhan tried to say, they're talking about, we so sinful. He's a liar because he's a devil himself. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. If your name is in the book of life, then forget it. Then you're going to all that hell and everything that you think is way beyond the sun, moon, and stars. You're going to be faced with it. The reality is not going to be no invisible fire. Right? You're going to be real fire on your ass. It's going to be real hunger, real pain. See, it's going to drag your mind back out of master's ass into reality. See, that's going to take and destroy your programming. It's going to destroy your programming. See. And so therefore, some of you are going to wake up. See, because it's going to shut down that 64 years of program that you got that was propagated for the next 40 years by your mother and your father. Propagated. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Negro butts. You're a Negro butt. You've been programmed. And the only way you break out that program, start asking questions, start being logical, start thinking. Because once you do that, all this bullshit just disappears very fast. Christianity, Buddhism, all that stuff just disappears because they don't have any answers. They don't have any answers. See? They can't prove any of that stuff. None of it. See? They just believe. So, which one are you going to believe in? Because if one of them is right, that means all three are wrong. And maybe all of them are wrong. See? So there has no proof. See? But the thing is, you have cars, you have iPhones, like those things are mathematical, you can prove them. So if that, what you're saying is the true reality that they told this reality they gave you, that you've been programmed, then how come you can't bring anything to existence from it? How come you can bring anything into existence from Christianity? A Christian car, a Christian gas. See, Christian anything substantial. Because those realities don't exist. They did. You should produce a car that runs off of Christianity, a car that runs off of Hinduism, or Hindu gas. No, it runs off of mathematical gas. It's a mathematical car. See? But you've been programmed with this bullshit, and it's like hypnotized. So you believe the fantasy is the reality, and the reality is the fantasy. Because you believe it's all a fantasy. And we're gonna die, we're gonna go to the real reality. Why you gotta die to go to the real reality? But you're gonna die to go to reality. See, that's what you think. This is all fantasy. See? But you're gonna be stuck in this fantasy pretty soon, and when hell breaks loose, see? And you're not gonna be able to watch it from the TV. And it's gonna be hell here in America. And I mean, they're gonna be the war. They're gonna be getting their ass kicked over, like you can never believe the war they're gonna. But the thing is, this war. See, all the other Americans, wars America had, they never came home. It always overseas someplace else. But this one's coming home. You have a civil unrest. You have to call martial law. Have resurrection, right? People gonna be murdered. It's gonna be high. It's gonna be total hell here, total. And that's all before they get invaded by the enemies who have no. The book said they will have no mercy. They will kill women and children and babies, old age. They don't care. That's the Chinese and the Indians. And like I told you, all these people you see, now all of a sudden, India is moving closer to China. I told you, all these people that you thought was America's friends, they turned away from America. All of them. See? And when they go to war and you America think they're going to have NATO and EU behind it, no, they're going to turn on them too. I explained that about the gas situation. They're going to turn on them too. So America's going to go, they're going to go down friendless and hard. They said they'll be chastised worse than any nation there. It says God's going to chastise them worse than any nation ever chastised. Think about that. Think about that for a minute. See? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. The book of life. You want to escape all these things? You have to be in the book of life. You have to be down with this message. And you have to be 100%. Because we ain't accepting no half-ass. We ain't accepting nobody to come over with what they call them, the blandishers. Oh man, I'm with you. But they're not really, they just kind of cover their ass, cover the bases. No. It's not going to work. You have to be like 144,000. They follow land wherever he goes. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. That's the only salvation. You have to be in the Lamb's book of life. You have to know who the Lamb is. Now, you better read the scriptures again. You better read them again. Don't say you have to be Elijah's book, because he never claimed to have the book of life. Don't say you have to be with Farrakhan's. He doesn't claim either, because he doesn't have it. Styles, all of them. Only one claiming to have it is the one that broke the 7 seals, the mission of the covenant. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I think we're going to leave it there. Hope you understand. Get behind this message before it's too late. Because this war is about to break out in the Middle East. They're telling you. See, but they're getting giddy because they think, oh man, when they attack Israel, that's going to be when, because God gets Russia, right? And they're going to attack Israel, and Israel will be in trouble, and then Jesus will come and save Israel and kick everybody's ass, destroy them and throw them into hell and all this stuff, and eventually get us and throw us in hell. They believe that. But they're in for a shock, because we the true seed of Abraham. And when they find out, they're going to go crazy. But the thing is, they're in for a shock. Because false Israel goes down, that means the whole mentality, the whole world, everything, their whole so-called false reality they have is going to crash. It's going to drive them insane. But they're going to realize that you're the true seed of Abraham, and you're the reason why all this happened. Because I told you, all this is because of Abraham's covenant. And now they're paying the price of all they've done according to Abrahamic covenant, and they realize you the inheritors, right? And so they're going to cut your throat, because their minds can handle the fact that they the true devils. That's why they want Farrakhan call them devils anymore. See that they didn't inherit the promised land here. That they was genocidal maniacs. They came over here and stole this land from the people and killed all the inhabitants. And then they brought us over here and beat us and raped us and destroyed us for 400 years. They can't see it that way. Just like an ugly person can't stand and see a mirror. See? But that's where it is. And when false Israel goes down, they have to accept that that's who they are. Because we're true to Abraham, and they know they've been oppressing us for over 400 years, and now the judgment, and they have Suleiman at that time, making it very even clearer than I am making it now. And I'm gonna have a universal bullhorn, which as this gospel or angel will be preaching all the world, then the end will come. You see? So brothers and sisters, and two things you need to get in that book of life, you need to understand who demons are. Demons are master children, that's the chaff. And most of the demons, when you see on TV, they're in master's house. They're still in master's house. TV, politics, movies, theater, sports. Those are all master's children. They're all demons. I don't care how black they are. Because some of them, remember, that's master's child, but he wants to have a baby. He don't sleep with master's daughters. He wants to sleep with other slaves. That's only if he's allowed to have a woman at all. So some of them just got darker. I don't care about their complexion. I don't care about how they act. And they're always going to be speaking well of master because that's their nature. They love master. And that's why a lot of them marry, right, master's daughters because they're trying to get back white. They're trying to get that blackness off of them because they feel like they got robbed because they're really Caucasian, but they're black. And they want to get that blackness off of them. So that's why they marry the white girls so their children won't have that stench of blackness on them. They understand what's going on, brothers and sisters. When you understand, put things in proper perspective, everything makes sense. That's why demons are marrying whites because they're trying to get that, that stench of blackness off of them because that was a curse because their father was devil, right? But they were slaves, so now because of slaves they got contaminated with this, they're contaminated because they're the sons, children of black slave women, right? But their fathers are devils. So they got that black tone skin, which is a curse for them because they want to be just like the rest of their brothers and sisters, their Caucasian brothers and sisters, right? So then they marry white once they had opportunity. That's why you see so much of it. See, so they can get that their children will not carry the burden of that black tone. See, that's what's going on, brothers and sisters. I hope you understand. Assalamu alaikum.